Hey, this is Brenton Lee, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite brushes and why this brush is so important to have in your kit. That's one of these here. It's a boar bristle and nylon bristle mix brush. One of these styling brushes is perfect for many reasons, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. You see, notice it has those boar bristles and it also has the nylon bristles there. I hope you can see that. Those boar bristles are good for smoothing, adding shine, but as you can see, those nylon bristles kind of stick out a little bit. Those are really good for detangling. With my doll head here, I want to show you 4 different ways how I can use this brush to create smooth styles, or let's say polished styles from root to end. I did already shampoo and condition my doll head. I'm going to use some of my favorite products today as well. This first product is Perfect Me. It's amazing for just a lightweight leave-in moisturizer for detangling as well. So I'm going to put this in before I brush and detangle. And I just use 3 to 4 pumps depending on the hair, and just kind of work that through the mids and ends and also on the roots. All right. And as we mentioned, those nylon bristles are so good for detangling. So you can see one benefit of this brush already. It's perfect for detangling, getting out knots. The second benefit of the brush, now we're going to move into blow drying. I'm going to use another one of my favorite products, which is Thermal Image. If you use any heat on your hair, this is perfect for you. Anyone who's putting heat on their hair should be using this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to layer this all throughout, starting on the bottom from root to ends. This product is amazing because it does have just a slight bit of hold, and it'll give a nice structure to our blow dry, but most importantly it's protecting it from the heat. You can brush that product through, work it through. So before I start using the brush, I'm going to just get some of the moisture out and rough dry. So as you can see, I got the hair about 60 to 70% dry. And that's important because I don't want to start blow drying with my brush on very wet hair. It's just gonna take too long, and also we know the hair is the weakest when it's soaking wet. So I got most of that moisture out. I'm only gonna take sections that I can control. Now notice how I use my styling brush here to really get a polished finish from root to ends. So first I'm going to start right at the root. So as you can see, I'm holding with tension right at the root, elevating it off the scalp just slightly. And I stay here until that root area is dry. No hurry, but the combination of tension and the heat from the dryer is going to give a polish to that root area. Next, once that's dry, now I'll focus on the mid shaft. And notice how the direction of the blow dryer is always going down with the cuticle. So again, I focused on the roots. Now I'm focusing on the mid shaft, getting that dry, and then I'll finish off by just polishing the ends. Just to recap, without the blow dryer going, I hold my brush with tension right at the roots and use the tension and the heat to polish the roots. Then I move into the mid shaft, polishing and drying the mid shaft. Then we move on to the ends and just polish the ends. It gives us some structure to our blow dry, but also gives a nice finish from root to ends. So I'll continue on the next section. Same thing, I take something that I can control, not too wide. Nice tension at the root area. Tension and heat, just to polish that. I'm giving a slight elevation to the root just for some natural volume. But notice how I'm not in a hurry. I stay here until that root area is dry and polished. I'm not taking sections too big so that hair can dry. Now I move on to the mid shaft. And then I move on to the ends. Now, as you can see, that's how you get polished hair from root to ends. You see a combination of that boar bristle and a combination of the nylon bristle is giving it the smoothness, but also detangling the hair all at the same time to give a nice polish to the hair. So now I'm going to continue the same process up this whole back section. Now as we get to the top, we can change our technique just a little bit. We still are doing the same thing, working the roots, mids, and ends, but now what I'll do is start to elevate up so I can really get that blow dry right in at the root. Now I did forget to mention a very important point. You always want to keep that airflow away from the scalp so that the client doesn't feel the heat of the blow dryer. So again, on this top section, I'm going to lift that up and I'll give it some volume there in the crown area. But same thing, it's a nice tension, just so it has a nice natural volume there. Once that root is done, we'll work the mid shaft. And then finish the ends. And as you can see, it just starts to give it a nice natural volume there in the root. So now that the back is finished, we'll start working on our side sections. And we're going to continue with the same process. You see, we're taking sections that we can control, not too thick, and just start to work up these sides. Now as we start getting into this top area, it is important to start considering where you'll wear the part. Here we're going to continue with a center part. Now we'll finish up on our last side. Now here's the finish of our blow dry. You can see we got nice polished hair from root to ends. So now you've seen two benefits of the styling brush, but now let's move on to a third. You see, this blow dry is the perfect foundation for a set, a curl set. So now we're going to use our Marcel iron and we're going to give a nice set, just a nice barrel curl to the hair here. I'm going to go in with Stay Firm hairspray for the set, just slightly spraying each section. Before I set it with some curl. Now that our set is done, we're going to show a third way that you can use your styling brush. And this is for a beautiful brush out. This set is in. I personally like to start underneath. Instead of just coming right on top and raking it, come underneath first to start brushing out the set. And start to, you can use your fingers a little bit as well to kind of rake it through, but what we want to see is just a nice bouncy classic set. So again, I start underneath and then start to brush that hair out. Now what's nice about the brush out when you're using this brush is the boar bristle gives it the polish, and this feels really good on the scalp at the same time. Clients love feeling this brush detangle their hair. It kind of breaks up the sets with the nylon bristles, but then those boar bristles will give it the nice finish. You can finish by giving it a little bit of shine spray, just for any flyaways. And then also finish with some hairspray, just for some polish. Now as you can see, this polished hair from root to ends, it really started with that blow dry. There's our finished look for our brush out. Now we're going to move on to a fourth way that we can use our styling brush, and that's for a sleek ponytail. So there you have it, a sleek ponytail. I hope you enjoyed the video today. We learned about this amazing styling brush and why you need it in your kit. Detangling, blow drying, brushing out a set, or even putting in a sleek ponytail. I hope you learned something and take something away from this, and thanks for watching.